A young scholar named Sumitra once arrived at Gautama Buddha's monastery. Known for his intelligence and mastery of scriptures, Sumitra was confident in his abilities. Bowing before the Buddha, he said, "Master, I've studied extensively and debated great scholars. Under your guidance, I will quickly achieve enlightenment." The Buddha, seeing his pride, handed him a clay bowl and said, "Take this to the river, fill it with water, and return without spilling a drop." Eager to prove himself, Sumitra filled the bowl and carefully walked back. But water spilled along the rocky path. Frustrated, he tried again and again, but each time the water spilled. Exhausted, he asked the Buddha, "Why can't I do it?" The Buddha replied, "Your mind is restless and focused on the result. When your mind is still, you will succeed." Humbled, Sumitra resumed his training, but impatience lingered. One day, he interrupted the Buddha. "Master, I understand your teachings. I am ready for deeper wisdom." The Buddha said, "Come with me." He led Sumitra to a forest and asked him to listen. "What do you hear?" Sumitra replied, "The wind, birds, and rustling leaves." "And beyond that?" the Buddha asked. "Nothing," Sumitra said. The Buddha smiled. "You hear the noise but miss the silence from which all sound arises. Until you understand that silence, deeper truths will elude you." Despite this, Sumitra's pride persisted. When a wandering ascetic boasting miraculous powers visited, Sumitra left the monastery to follow him. After months of training, he gained some abilities and declared, "I have surpassed the Buddha." In his arrogance, he attempted to walk across a river but sank. Villagers rescued him, and he realized his powers brought no peace. Humbled and ashamed, he returned to the Buddha and said, "Master, I was wrong. Please forgive me." The Buddha said, "Your suffering has been your greatest teacher. Are you ready to begin anew?" "Yes, Master," Sumitra said. This time, he swept leaves and meditated with full presence, letting go of his ego. Over time, he understood that enlightenment wasn't about power or knowledge, but surrendering the self. Sumitra bowed deeply. "Master, I now see that the path is endless." The Buddha smiled. "Good, walk it with humility."